The wait is finally over. We have returned. It is, of course, Tuesday, and it is 6:30. Young Climber returns to your screens right here on Eswatini TV. Thank you once again for choosing us and choosing to join us this Tuesday. You know what we do. We deliver the greatest stories in the kingdom of Eswatini. And today is definitely no different, because I am speaking to someone who is loud and proud in the streets of achievement. I am talking about none other than Mr. Nathi Gule. No stranger to you, because I mean, he is everywhere. And if you don't know him, don't worry, you are definitely in the right place, because today he unpacks his life and his story, and most importantly, what motivation can he bring to you at home. Mr. Nathi Gule, welcome to Young Climber.
Thank you so much, Bella. Wow, what an introduction. I'm so excited to be on your wonderful platform where you are always empowering young people. And I hope they'll benefit something from our conversation today, something that will uplift them, something that will help them on their journey of life.
Of course, that is what we aim to do always. You know, you identify, as a global mentor and, of course, a public speaker. Can you kindly just tell us about yourself? Who is Nathi Gule, and some of your career highlights, of course?
I like to see myself as a creative. I like to see myself as a professional in the media space as well as marketing. And I am someone who is very passionate about youth empowerment. I've done a lot of programs with the youth as far as the Entrepreneurship World Cup in 2020, where I represented Eswatini, mentoring other young people from around the world in the top 100 companies that were competing. So I do identify myself as someone who works with the people. And I'm also apart from being a professional, I'm also a dad, and I'm also a son, and I'm also a brother.
Yeah, a cousin, I mean.
Because we also do have, that life.
And, can you share some of the success stories of yours? You did mention a few there, but can you share success stories as a global mentor?
I think one thing that was exciting for me when we did the Entrepreneurship World Cup, for example, one of the companies that I was mentoring was from Argentina, and they made it to the top 25 in the world. And for me, that was like, wow.
What is an Entrepreneur World Cup? Yeah, that's what I want to understand.
Okay, so basically, a company is run by people under the age of 35. They apply from around the world. So you find that a country like Argentina, Sweden, they all participate, and then they narrow down to a top 100, and then there's a World Cup winner. It's exactly like the World Cup of soccer. So you compete for a grand prize and money. But in the process, you need a coach. So I was like a coach for different countries.
Okay. And I'm sure Emma Swati can fit in somewhere there.
We did have representation in 2020. We were knocked out early, but yeah, we did.
And then now, can you just talk about your journey in the media industry over the past 20 years? 20 years is a long time, I don't know if that gives away your age, but can we talk about your journey in the media industry?
A lady never reveals her age, but I don't mind. So yeah, it's split in two. 12 years as a working professional, like employed with the boss, and 12 years as a freelancer. So it's split in two. The 12 years employed, started out in TV, channel Swatini, channel Swazi at the time. Were part of those who set up that TV station, and then I had a first love for writing. So once it was set up and running, I ran off to work for the Times of Eswatini. First entertainment editor, so I was interviewing models like you. And then after that, I went on to become a news editor for about 5 years. So I left then to join, to start up my company called Eswatini Multimedia, and just become a freelancer. And since then, I've been freelancing. My core freelance has been brand journalism, which is basically going to companies when they're commemorating a specific milestone, like 20 years of existence, compiling a book about their operations, their highlights and achievements of, but done about 10 books in the past 12 years.
And is it okay if we speak about some of those, some which were maybe your highlights? I mean, they are out there. Can we speak about that process of writing, some of the challenges that you also went through? Because it's not easy compiling something, especially for big corporate companies.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic to just see the impact that Eswatini companies have. I think we're always complaining, you don't do this, you don't do that. I think my first project was Eswatini Electricity Company.
Okay.
They were turning 50 years. And what was good about that is that once the book was out, the Prime Minister of the time launched it. And we were all at the book launch, and it was quite a very big project. Thereafter, I did MTN Eswatini, when they were opening their head office again, going through the history, looking for former employees, traveling around the country. But, you know, the EEC one was crazy, lovely, because we got to travel to interview former managing directors all over the world. Well, just Britain, though.
Oh, but just Britain, I mean, just Britain.
So it was nice, you know, going on a train, looking for this retired managing director and him sharing his history with the company. That was information gathering, freelancing.
Yeah, and obviously in no means to downgrade our media industry, can you please share some of the common misconceptions about working in the media industry, especially here in the Kingdom of Eswatini?
One thing that I found very unfortunate while I was still a journalist and later a news editor was that people think it's a very easy job. They think you can just type just the way you type on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So they're always criticizing to say they could have done better here, that sentence could have been like this, like that. Yet they don't know that this is a passion, this is a skill, this is a qualification. You can't, in the medical field, people don't come in and say, I could do the same thing. But when it comes to journalism, people feel like, oh, I can also write a sentence. But you can, but will it be within the ethics? Will it be within the standards? So that is where I feel people don't give enough credit to local media practitioners because they are within global standards. We cover SADC and global sort of press conferences, and we've never been called out as inferior. So we are among the best as well. We adhere to international standards, and we're very good at what we do.
And of course, you know, you did speak to the idea of knowing what to take and what not to take. You can't really munch up everything just because the money. We want the money, but of course there's some things that we need to let go of. Can we then talk about the inspiration? What inspired you to pursue a career in, of course, media and creativity?
I grew up in a library from the age of when I was in grade 3. Instead of going home, I'd go straight to the library. So from grade 3 up until Form 3, which is of what, grade 10 or something. So up until that period, I used to read 3 books a day, 3 books every 2 weeks. Yeah, that's the library standard. You guys didn't find the library, you're digital.
But actually, we need to speak about that. But please do continue.
So spending that 2 p.m. to 5 every after school, that planted a seed for me to really love reading. And then, in effect, I ended up loving writing. So I have this wealth of words within me, which I'm not taking out today, but it's within me, and I'm able to express myself when I write. So that created the dream.
And the idea of, you know, we spoke about traveling and you were just saying, just Britain, you know, just Britain. That's what the global world has done to you, you know. You feel like it's just a village, you know, I can go here to Europe. It's just like going to Stege to me. But can we talk about the influences that traveling the world has had on your career?
Funny enough, it's a brilliant question because 2011 when I went to the US, I went there, stayed 2 months, came back, and my brain had been twisted. I had seen
American culture.
It had been stretched. You know, I was now thinking bigger than before I had left. So it's completely different watching it on TV. And experiencing it, you know, the liberty, the freedom, the unlimited options at your disposal, they really, really do change. And even if it's just traveling, I always tell my friends, even if it's just traveling just a meter away from the border, it does give you that sort of inspiration. Because you see a different way of doing things. You look at, maybe you've been trying a way that has not worked. Now you find other people have long passed that route, and now you can now import the solutions. And
you were there in 2011 for 2 months. Now we are in 2024. Do you feel like there's a bit of change looking at where you've come from? Do you think we're moving in the right direction?
As a country?
Yes.
The country is definitely, I like the current cabinet, the mix and the exposure that they have. I like the kind of CEOs that have been appointed in different bodies, including Eswatini TV.
Of course.
You've got a CEO that's been in America almost half his life. So already you're seeing people with global mindsets coming in to give us, importing those solutions for us. So it's quite exciting, and we are seeing each and every day. We're here, there's 3 cameras.
Yes.
Yesterday there'd probably be 1, but those are the importation of best practices that we're seeing, and it's quite exciting to see that growth for Eswatini. The future for young people like you is exciting.
All right. When you return, Mr. Gule, we speak about some of the challenges that you have faced in your career. But, we'll take a short break. When we come back, I need more of that story. I need more of that information, but that is only when we return. Today we're coming to you live from the largest rock in Africa and the second largest in the world. We are at Seab Resort, where you can get to enjoy so many recreational activities. They have the water parks, they have swimming, they have zip lining, but they also have good food that you can enjoy at their restaurant. And worry not, because if you travel here, there is accommodation for you. Please don't forget to follow them on all social media platforms. They are available. And if you visit www.seabeberesort.com, you are guaranteed to find them and make that booking. But other than that, we are still seated with Mr. Nathi Gule, unpacking his story and his brand new title, a list, and I added to the list of titles that you have is this brand new one, which is, of course, you are the chairman of the Southern African Freelancers Association. Asiqale nje ngikubuza ukuthi yini Southern African Freelancers Association before we move on into the position.
Wow, thank you. I'm still quite excited, honored, and all the synonyms you can think of with the appointment. There was an election, and I was chosen to lead the Southern African Association. It's an association for freelancers, and a freelancer is basically a self-employed independent contractor.
Okay.
Yeah, so who just does work, but in particular for us, it's for people who are in media and communications. So anyone who's in media and communications within Southern Africa who's into graphic design, writing, translating, anything that is within those fields, including journalists, they sort of have a membership under Safria. Yeah. And so through that membership, you get a lot of benefits, including trainings. You also get a lot of resources on how to improve as a freelancer, and you also get a membership card, which is good to have, and you also adhere to certain ethics within the industry, so that if you're hired by anyone and you're a Safria member, people will say, oh, you adhere to a certain code of excellence and standard. So it's quite a very good, established in 1999. Okay. Yeah, it's 25 years old this year. And represent some amazing, dynamic professionals from across the region.
Now, can we move on over to your position specifically? Newly elected chairman of Safria, can we talk about the role and what it entails? And, what is your goal for this specific role? Logunyege, curious is, you did mention that it's Southern African, so this entails different countries in the region of Southern Africa. Nanhlangana mina ngathi ukuthi chairman ngumuntu lohlala kulesitulo lesilaphetulu in the boardroom. Hlangana kwenu kuba yinto lenjani? Do you have like a monthly location where you guys travel and meet, or it's all virtual?
You're going to love this, Bello, because we're freelancers, we need to walk the talk. Yeah. So we meet virtually, just like freelancers work from different places. So we do our things virtually. We do have an AGM every year. We had one last month with all the members coming in. That's where the elections then took place of different regions and ultimately the new leadership. And we also have a monthly meeting as an executive, and then we constantly report back to members. But it's all virtual, and we've got different platforms. We've got a Google Group platform. We've got social media. Obviously, we're creatives. We're also live on social media. Just search SAFRIA, Southern African Freelancers Association, Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. Yeah, so yeah, it's mostly that. Unless there are industry events, we also attend as SAFRIA.
And now, holding this position, what are some of your goals in this role? What are you hoping to change? You know, 25 years is a long time. I'm sure that you have been tracking each and every previous leader. What are you hoping? What are you hoping to change in the association? For the good, of course.
Yeah, interestingly, one thing I've found about leadership is that you lead with a team.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be about me coming in and influencing something. So I believe that working together, we are all going to find a way to bring SAFRIA more visible. We want people like you to know SAFRIA as a top of mind association, whether you're in Namibia, wherever, and would like to grow our membership. Yeah. Would like to grow our influence, would like to grow our benefits. And this is something we're very passionate about, and I believe within my term, we will be achieving most of those goals. Okay. And obviously, like I said, working together with these amazing professionals with a wealth of experience, nothing is impossible.
And then in Eswatini, how are you hoping to spread the influence of SAFRIA and, of course, you know, engage more people, especially the youth? And what are you hoping that they benefit from it? How many members do you have currently? And how many are you hoping to have maybe by the end of the year?
It's currently less than 1,000, Bello, but we are definitely hoping to double what we currently have within our first term, hopefully. And in terms of Eswatini, they are lucky, like you're saying, I'm here, so I can go physically to them. But also in different regions, they do have chairs that are able to go to meet up, have monthly coffee sessions. So for me, it would be really spreading the word through the media, through my social media, and physical interactions, like visiting universities and just helping. You know, Bella, we are facing an unemployment crisis. Yes. But we're skilled. So if you're skilled and you're unemployed, what's your next step? Is it to open a company? Yes, you can, but how much does it take to open a company? Can you be a freelancer though and work with different companies, do business cards, do flyers, do stuff like that? Yes, you can. Yeah. What do you need? Only a laptop. So we want to promote people to use the skills that they have, but also be professionals in it. Yeah. So if you're now under a body, you're now a professional. So now you can grow from your freelancing and also earn a decent income. One thing that I want to add is that there's also a rates survey we do annually. We haven't done it last year, but we have one in which it gives you an idea that as a photographer, how much should I charge per hour? If I'm an editor editing a book, which is freelancing, when you are off work, you can edit someone's book because you're well spoken. And I hope your English is also good written. So you can edit a book and make money as a freelancer. But how much will you charge? You'll be calling me, hey, how much do we charge? So being part of SAFRIA gives you all the list of charges to say if the book is so long, so many words, this is how much you can charge. If you're doing a flyer, if you're doing a poster, this is how much you can charge. So these are some of the many benefits of just being part of the association. Sorry to be long-winded on it, but I'm passionate about it.
But now we're speaking to young people who are not really, who really haven't discovered some of their passions, you know. Now we're introducing the idea of freelancing. What are some of the careers that they can take on? Because I see Shogo say, hey, 9 to 5. We're saying, but during your 9 to 5, have something on the side. What advice can you give to the young people of Eswatini? You know, after university, someone can choose to take a gap year. How can they incorporate freelancing into their life, especially if they haven't been established in their career?
Very interesting. The word gap year almost fell because in my head I'm thinking a year of doing nothing. But but you're saying gap in the sense that they are not in university. They really need to explore their skill set, but obviously media and communication is not for everyone. But you're looking right now, you have a birthday or had a birthday, but you needed a poster to send out. Those are the many things that you can really tap into as a young person to say, how can I make money from my friends?
Yeah.
and there's graphic design, there's photography, there's videography that are all under freelancing. And if you go onto the website, www.safria.co.za, you then get to understand how big the world. We're talking about 20 different professions that you could try out. And then just look at what are the requirements. Does it suit me? Because the worst thing that happens to a young person is that they do have the skill,
yes,
but they don't know that they have it.
Of course. Yeah.
So if you walk into the website and you start looking at what is a graphic designer, what is a translator, what is a transcriber, then you get to say, oh, okay, or proofreader as well.
Yes, yes.
So one of the most amazing things about freelance work is that you could be here in Eswatini, but editing a book for someone in Sweden. And they'll pay you in euros.
Yeah, and then we move on over to, we've spoken so much about your success.
Oh, I thought Safia.
We've talked so much about your success, but of course, there are downfalls in the journey of life as a whole. Can you mention some of your challenges? And you're here today, so it means that you've overcome them. Can you speak about those and how you've overcome them?
I think one of the first things is getting a constant supply of money, because this is not an 8 to 5 and you don't have an employer saying, yes, please pay me. So that is the first thing that you need to help your mindset understand, that the payment cycles will differ, but it then inculcates a culture of saving, it inculcates a culture of budgeting, so that when you get that payment, you're able to wait for the next one. Even on a very small budget. And when you get a very large payment, also stagger it while you're waiting for Bello to have a birthday and do a poster for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also you do work for big companies as well. It's not just posters. So that's one of the challenges. Then the second challenge is obviously time.
Yeah.
Freelancers are up at 3 a.m. still typing, still editing a book. And that will steal time from family, steal time from your romantic relationships, and steal time from your friends. Yeah. But you need to fight back and try and balance it, because freelance work will always be there, but family will not. So you need to try and balance it. And it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress for me.
Especially now you're talking about the idea of maybe you can create a poster, and that can be easily done with the technologies that we have adapted in today's world. We're definitely moving slowly but surely into like a lazy-ish technology influenced world where you're a writer, chat GPT, virtual reality, all of that. How have you used some of these things? Because we need to be honest, and when is the right time to adapt these technologies, and when should you be like it's not useful here I have to use my brains and do the work? They've come in as assistants, I consider ChatGPT and all the AI tools as virtual assistants. You'd ordinarily say, Bello, please write me a 300-word thing on our interview and let me see it. You'd be a physical assistant. But now I can tell ChatGPT to do it for me. But the most important thing is that it won't make you lazy, because ChatGPT will write it, but it will not describe you. It will not describe the intimate, the lowest details. So then now I come in and I'm now stretching and exercising my brain and putting in the history. She has been a host for so many years. She lives so and so. ChatGPT may not know that. And then secondly, when is the right time to adapt or run from it? With technology, it's adapt or die, unfortunately. I've been avoiding artificial intelligence for a while because of that fear to say, it'll make me lazy. I got onto it and I discovered that it makes me faster, makes me more productive, and it makes me more organized. So it is a virtual assistant. It's like someone wrote on Facebook, it says it's like having a staff of 20 people. That you don't pay. Yeah.
Most importantly, that you
Most
don't pay.
Yeah.
So for a freelancer, it's a dream. But the lovely thing about it, we have had the discussion in the association to say, genuine writers, deep writers, colorful writers will always thrive despite AI, because AI is so cold.
Yes.
It will not say hair like dark as charcoal, and it cannot get to the specifics, you know. So we will always be needed. Freelancers will always have a job despite AI.
And now, as we close off, Mr. Gule, what are some of the advices that you can give to our young people in Eswatini? You know, speaking to the unemployment rate, some people have pursued their specific professions, you know, going to varsity, studying something, but then you realize, oh no, yati, angithanza time lena, or you are just unemployed. What are some other freelancing options? You know, we've talking about media, I think, but what are some other freelancing options that the young people of Eswatini can go into?
These are my closing remarks. Yes. Before I go into the options, I'm very passionate about 3 things for young people. The first being discipline, the second being a self-introspection, and then the last being making use of your time profitably. So we spoke of gap year earlier. Unfortunately, this world has no time. Things are moving and you need to move. So you have the energy right now to do anything you can do. You will spend it at a nightclub till 4 a.m. That is time you could be using to invest in yourself and grow yourself. Yeah. You won't find it after 30. You won't find that time after 40. So my biggest advice is, make use of that time, number 1. Be very, very disciplined. And number 3, do a self-introspection. Go online, do a self-personality test. Look at your skills, your strengths, and then also ask those self-personality tests about what is my career option with all this skill set and all these likes that I have. What can I venture into? It will guide you, and you'll see the different freelance options that you can jump into and make a living, because everyone is dynamic, everyone is talented, everyone is skilled. We just need to plug it and make money. That is where associations come in. That is where TV shows like this come in, where you get a feel that, I didn't know I could make money through that. You know.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Gule, for joining us
today.
Thank
you for grilling me.
I wasn't grilling you. You know, we do hope that your brand continues to carry itself, because, you know, that's how we got light of you. You are a very out there person, and I hope that the youth of eMaswati are going to gain so much from having you as a part of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Bello. It's always a pleasure. And all the best to the young people. Fight for your dreams. Work hard, and everything will come to you.
That is it, dear viewers at home. Remember, today we were coming from to you from Eswatini's #1 destination. But see, this is a solid rock experience. It is, of course, Seab Resort. But other than that, please do follow us on all our social media platforms. It is Eswatini TV, where you get to engage with us and know who's coming up next here on Young Climber. But apart from that, me, Tabelo Dlamini, and of course, Mr. Gule, who is joining us today, we are signing out. Enjoy the rest of the week. Till next week, Tuesday, it is good night.